Cash Flow Confidence Live, where finance pros learn to become fearless cash flow and profit advisors. I'm David Safir, and I'm here to tell you and help you close the clarity gap and grow your advisory impact. Before we dive in today, I want you to stay with me until the end of the episode. I've got some free cash flow advisory resources that will help you turn 2026 into your breakthrough year. So don't skip out early, or if you need to and you're watching recording, jump to the end, but you'll want to listen to the whole thing. Now, it's a new year. I'm not here to talk to you about vague resolutions or generic goal setting. I want to talk to you about three specific actions that will actually transform your practice in 2026. These aren't theoretical, they're practical. And if you do them, you look back at the end of this year and see a completely different business, if you want it, but more important, a different mindset for yourself, regardless of how quickly you transform your business. Let's dive in. Oh, but first, I want to give a quick shout out and thank you to the sponsor of the show, Pivot, the Unconventional Cash Flow Conference. This is our 4-day immersive cash flow bootcamp that encompasses 16 weeks of cash flow advisory training into one transformational experience. I'll talk about Pivot more at the end of the show, but I wanted to say thanks for making this episode possible. Let's talk about the new year reality check. What's really happening right now in your practice and with your clients? I talk to accountants every single week, CFOs, bookkeepers, other financial professionals, and here's what I hear over and over again. David, I see my clients struggling. I know they're struggling with cash flow, and I know they need help, but I do not know what to do about it. And here's the thing. You're not blind. You are seeing the warning signs as you do end of the year accounting and reporting and taxes. You know exactly who is struggling. And you've got the client who keeps asking you about the loans, even though they have revenue coming in. Or you've got the one who delayed payroll or had to scrape together payroll just this once, except for now it's happened 3 times in a row. You've got a client who's constantly pushing vendor payments, playing this game of robbing Peter to pay Paul, and the business owner who can't explain exactly where their money actually goes. They make sales, but money comes in and then somehow it's gone. They're firefighting every single week instead of planning. And you see this, you know it's happening, but here's what most accountants do. Nothing. They keep doing compliance work. They file taxes, they reconcile books, they send the financial statements, and they watch their clients struggle. But if you're here, it means that you care about your clients and you want to make a difference. Now, I'm not saying that to make you feel bad that, the clients are doing that, but or accountants do that. I'm just saying that if you don't want to be doing that during 2026, make the question not, can I help these clients? Can change the question to, will I help these clients? Because you can, you are smart, you're an accountant, you're an advanced bookkeeper. And what we are talking about today is how you can help clients. These are 3 goals, 3 actions that you can take that will move you forward from watching to helping, from compliance to advisory, from being on the sidelines to playing in the game, from being a necessary service advisor and an expense to being an indispensable strategic partner and an investment for your clients. Let's talk about action number one: identify. I want you to make a list of just 5 to 10 clients who are showing cash flow challenges. That's it. Just write them down. Now, you might be thinking, David, I don't need to make a list. I already know who they are. Well, that's true. Great. Write them down. Then it should only take you about 3 minutes tops. Write it down, because here's what happens when you don't write them down: nothing. They will stay as a vague concern or a gut problem in the back of your mind, or gut problem in the back of your mind. You know what I meant. A gut problem or a concern in the back of your mind. And you really mean to do something about it, but you never actually do. And you might have been telling yourself for years now to help. It's a matter of, well, I won't talk about it. I tell too many personal stories here, but let me give you a deadline. January 15th, I want you to have the list. Now, today is the 6th when I'm recording it. So if, and this is live, but if you're listening to the recording, make it at the end of the week. I mean, it would only take you 5 minutes. Heck, pause and write it down right now. 5 to 10 clients who are struggling with cash flow. Now, why do accountants hesitate to even make this list? Reason number one: it's not my job. You're stuck in compliance thinking. You believe your job is to report what happened in the past, not to fix what's happening and improve the future. But that's the mindset. It's exactly what keeps you trapped, and it is what is killing small businesses. And it's low value work. So here's the second reason accountants don't do this. Well, they haven't asked me for help. You're waiting for permission. You're waiting for the client to say, hey, can you help me with cash flow? But here's the problem: they don't know what to ask for. They don't even know that cash flow advisory is something you could possibly provide. And not only that, they won't use the word cash flow. They'll use some other words, like we mentioned. They can't make payroll. They need a loan. They're worried about where the money is going. Those are all symptoms. And the root is, who knows what the root is, but it all revolves around cash flow. Here's a third reason. Well, I'm not sure what to tell them. You don't have a framework. You don't have a system. And without that, you're worried about starting a conversation that you can't finish. And I get all that. But here's the shift that you need to make. Your job isn't just compliance anymore. The world is changing. Clients can get a compliance work anywhere. What they need, what they're desperate for, is someone who can help them understand and manage their cash. Your clients aren't going to ask you for help because they don't know what's possible. It's your job to see the problem and to step in. And yes, you do need a framework, and we'll get to that. But you can't get equipped to help until you first identify who needs the help. So that's action number one. By January 15th, or in 9 days, write down 5 clients who are struggling with cash flow. Just identify them. That's all I'm asking you to do right now. Let's talk about action number 2. Decide. That's where most financial professionals get stuck. You see the problem, you identify the clients, but you don't act. Why? You end up with objections running through your head. No, they won't pay for advisory work. I don't have time to add this to my practice. I hear that all the time. I'm not confident I can actually deliver results. So let me talk about these one at a time. Look, first, they won't pay for advisory work. Here's the truth. Your clients are already paying someone They're possibly paying their bank in interest and fees because they're constantly short on cash and using credit, or the government in the same penalties and interest. They're paying in stress, health problems, relationship strains, sleepless nights. They're paying in lost opportunities because they can't invest in growth. They're always in survival mode and they're paying for debt. And honestly, some of them are paying another advisor who's giving them generic advice that doesn't actually work. I am right now working with a company that was working with an industry expert whose advice kept digging them into a deeper and deeper hole because they kept telling them, this is what the industry averages are. Nobody's average. Everybody's unique. And as soon as we got away from having to hit industry averages and we started focusing on cash flow, they started improving not only cash flow, but also revenue started to improve and the health of the owner started to improve. So the question isn't, oh, and by the way, they dropped their other advisor and they pay me half of what they were paying the other advisor. So the question isn't, will they pay? The question is, will you be the one who actually helps them? Or will you watch them pay somebody else or something else like a bank who delivers less value than you could? Objection number 2, I don't have time. Yep, I hear this a lot. And I understand you're very busy and you've probably maximized your practice to handle as many clients as possible, which means your time is taken up. And this is what I know. You don't have time to not do this. Why? Because those clients that you're watching struggle, they're going to leave one way or another. And maybe not today, not this quarter, maybe even not this year. Sometimes these are chronic problems. But they're going to either, number one, find someone else who can help them, or number two, find somebody who's cheaper because they think saving costs is the way to get whole. And it's almost never is, can be part of the solution. But number three, they'll go out of business, they'll go bankrupt, and then they're gone and you've got to replace them. Here's the third objection. I'm not confident I can actually deliver. Okay, so that one's legitimate. And if you don't have a framework, if you don't have a system, then yeah, you should be concerned about promising results you can't deliver. But that's a solvable problem. That's about getting equipped, about learning the right approach. And we're going to talk about that in goal number 3 and how to resolve this issue. But first, you need to make a decision. You have to choose to help. Here's what I need you to focus on. You need to focus on cash, not accounting. That's a core message shift, and it's not easy to do. But when you're helping your clients, more accounting won't help. Helping them focus on cash will. Stop hiding behind accounting language. Stop talking about accrual basis and GAAP and depreciation schedules. Your clients really don't care about that. What they care about is, do I have enough cash to make payroll this week or next week? Do I have enough cash to pay my vendors, or are they going to cut me off? Am I going to have the revenue service shut me down because I'm not paying my taxes? When you focus on this cash concept instead of accounting, everything changes. The conversation becomes real instead of theoretical, and it becomes more urgent and it becomes more valuable. So here's action item for goal number 2. Pick one client from your list. If there's 5 to 10. Again, you should have a mental list and write this one down. Pick one client, just want to make a decision. I am going to help this person in 2026. And you notice I said person, not business, because we don't help businesses, we help people. The people own businesses, and when we help the people, their business improves. And then set a meeting for them this month, January. If you're listening in February, fine. Do it in February. If you're listening to this in July, fine. Set it in July. And you don't have to have all the answers right away. You just need to make the decision that you're going to help them and help them figure this all out. Okay, so step number three is, well, take action. It's step number three, take action. And look, it doesn't mean that you have to do everything that all at once or that you figured everything out all at once. As a matter of fact, you don't get confident by practicing or looking at theory. You get confident by doing. And it doesn't mean that you need to be a world's expert on cash flow. It means you start, you have the conversation with the client, and you get yourself equipped with the right tools and frameworks. I have people contacting me from around the globe who say, David, because of the materials, because I'm listening to you, I am able to help my clients or my company. And this is the stuff that's generally available on my YouTube channel or my LinkedIn articles or on my website, blog site, or in my emails. So here's what taking action looks like. Number one, go have a conversation with your client. You tell them, I've been thinking about your business and I want to help you get better control of your cash flow. And you might need to explain, meaning the money that's coming into your business and leaving your business and the timing to define what cash flow is. Can we talk some time about that? That's it. It's a conversation starter. That's it. You're not promising a miracle. You're not selling them a package. You're just opening up the door. Number two, you do get equipped, get some knowledge. Once you've had the conversation with them, you need to know what to do next. You need some frameworks, you need systems, you need confidence. And there's two paths forwards here. Now, path one is systematic learning. There is the Cash is Clear Advisory Program. That's where you get monthly one-on-one coaching with me and masterminds twice a week with a group of advisors. I lead the masterminds, and these are like-minded individuals who are building the same capability, and where you will learn the complete 5-step framework of mindset, model, manage, mentor, and maximize. It's for accountants who want to build advisory capability over time and who want support and who want to grow this systematically. The cost, everyone wants to know the cost. It's less than an average client will pay you for a month of advisory work. One client more than pays for joining the program. So path two would be an immersive transformation. And that's the Pivot Conference. It's 4 days at a luxury resort where we compress 16 plus weeks of training into one intensive experience. You leave with a complete advisory system and you're ready to implement it on Monday morning. That's for accountants who want to get concentrated learning, who are all ready to go all in and want to build this fast. And either path works. There is a free path, which I already described. Go out and read my articles, read everything that I've written, and you can put this together. It will just take you longer. You'll have more hits and miss. And the biggest thing I can't put down in paper is scenarios. There's too many different scenarios, and get your questions directly answered. But here's what I need you to hear. Don't wait until you feel ready. You will never feel ready. That's not how confidence works. You didn't get confident doing accounting by reading your textbooks. You got it by going out and getting maybe an internship while you were in school, which gave you confidence to go out and get a job after you graduated from school. And you know how it works. And you go into a new job and you're nervous again, and you get confident in the new job. you act, and then you get confident. So before the end of January, take another concrete step. Are you going to reach out and talk to me about the advisory program? Are you going to block the calendar from May 24th to 29th, 2026, and come to Pivot, or go out and start reading and everything I've written and listening to everything I've talked about on my videos, but do something, take action. This is what I know about you. You did not become an accountant to process numbers. Well, not if you listened to this far into the program. You got into the profession because you wanted to help people build better businesses. You want to make a difference. Somewhere along the way, it becomes just compliance work. And quite frankly, it starts in school. That's what we're taught. I'm not an accountant, but I did take accounting courses. It was all about compliance. It was about measuring and documenting the past. Now you're looking for more. 2026 can be different. I talk to accountants every week who say the same thing. David, I see my clients struggling. I don't know how to help them beyond the basics. And that's exactly why I created the Cash is Clear advisory program, and we're holding the Pivot Conference. It's not because you need to buy something from me, but because I genuinely believe that you need the right frameworks to help your clients. And whether you get those frameworks from me or from somewhere else, get equipped. But if you do want to work together, here's what it looks like. The advisory program is ongoing coaching and training. You get frameworks, you get support, you get online coursework, and you build the capability month by month. This is a new language. You don't learn to speak a foreign language by going to a seminar once. You go by learning week to week. The details are on the website at cashesclear.com. It's scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Now, Pivot is immersive, and it's 4 days. And we do 16 hours in 4 days. Why? Because it's time to really, when you're immersed like that, that's the other way to learn a language. It's faster. Trust me, a week speaking a foreign language, immersed is better than 3 months or a year in the classroom. I speak 2 languages other than English. It's immersion that made all the difference for me. You can come to Pivot and let's get you kickstarted. If this makes sense, great. Message me directly. Let's set up a time to talk. My goal is not to sell you something today. My goal is to get you to think differently about 2026. If working together makes sense, great. If not, that's okay too. But please stop watching from the sidelines. Your clients need you, not the compliance version of you. They need help. Give them the version that actually helps them solve their cash flow problems. All right, so let's recap the goals for 2026. Step number 1, identify. Write down 5 clients struggling with cash flow. Step number 2, decide. Pick one client from the list, make the commitment. I'm going to help this person in 2026, and set a meeting with them. Number 3, take action. Get equipped with the right framework and systems. Whether it's online resources or come and join the advisory program, attend, Pivot, whatever resources, but get what you need to deliver results. These 3 goals will transform your practice. And I'm telling you, I've done this with accountants, and some of them almost literally change overnight. Okay, it takes a couple weeks, a month, to where they're just full on doing advisory. And others, it takes a few years to really start putting plans into place and to doing things. but they do start talking to people immediately, and they just take baby steps, and they start earning revenue almost immediately for doing advisory. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to the show. If you're on my YouTube channel, click follow. You'll get new episodes every week, and you won't miss any of the strategies that can transform your advisory practice. I'd love to hear from you. Reach out to me. I'm really easy to find. I'm the only David Saphir doing this. I've got a cousin, David Saphir, in Florida. He's not doing financial advisory or anything to do with finances or accounting, etc. So, what would I like to hear? Tell me who you're going to help in 2026, or just send me a message or say, David, I'm afraid. I'll say, well, tell me what your biggest fear is and I'll help you work through it. I don't mind doing some messaging. I don't mind having a half-hour phone call. Matter of fact, I love it. I had a client call today, not feeling great. I felt way better after having a call with one of the accountants I work with, because this is what we do. We help. And when I say we, it's people who are part of the Cash is Clear community. We help small businesses thrive. We help people. We help the business owners, the people, and the people in their lives. So, free resources. Okay, scrolling along the bottom, go to www.cic60.com and you will get 24 cash flow strategies that can be used with almost any company. The circumstances are all right, but they're great strategies, and they will be presented to you differently than you've ever seen before, because it's much deeper than the standard, well, pay bills late, collect your money. Those are outside of control oftentimes. Yeah, you can control paying late, then your vendor cuts you off, and that doesn't help. So let me give you a final note. 2026 is your year. Not because the calendar changed, because you are going to make a different choice. You're going to identify who needs help. You're going to decide to help them, and you are going to take action to make that happen. Your clients are counting on you, even if they don't know it yet. Until next time, be the confident cash flow advisor your clients need.